Hello. It has been a minute since I've been on here to channel Ozenan. Um, I did not do a June channeling with Ozenan. And I just want to be really real here about why that is. The reason for that is because in May, I had many, many things going on in my personal life, including a major move from Guatemala back to the United States. Um, and I was doing, I was really pushing my capacity and my comfort zone when it comes to channeling Ozanan by doing some group events, by appearing on the Healing Podcast with Bon Piero, which is on my YouTube channel if you would like to watch that. And this was really pushing my capacity because in these group events and also on Vaughn's podcast, I was allowing first Vaughn to ask Ozanan questions and have a dialogue with Ozenan publicly. And then in the group sessions, I was allowing groups of humans to um, converse with Ozenan and ask questions and have a dialogue. And that was new for me and my channeling. And so it was really pushing the edges of my nervous system's capacity. And I hit an overload point where my nervous system really needed a break and some restoration before I continued this type of channeling, this direct verbal channeling with Ozenan. And they've been very clear to me that this is normal, that this direct channeling um, is a big energetic experience. I'm sure many of you have felt it in watching these recordings and these transmissions. And I feel it very, very much in my body. It's really beautiful. I've said this before. It feels great. It's very uplifting. And it is also a lot of energy um, pouring into my system. So I'm a human. And real life is I needed some time to get back to my center, to get back to a full cup, to get back to where I felt ready and comfortable to be bringing this much energy through me again. And I'm feeling ready. So today, I have asked Ozanan to give us an energy reality update for July. So what can we expect? What will serve us in preparing for and being in the month of July in 2024? So I'm going to go ahead and bring them through and see what they have to share. Yes, we are here and we are pleased to speak with you in this way. We are pleased to connect with everyone who is listening to this transmission. We would also like to offer a word of congratulations to the channel, Brittany, for taking the time that was required to allow her physical and energetic systems to calibrate to the newer frequency that she experienced after her group channeling sessions. We would also like to just take a moment to speak to the fact that this type of channeling, as Brittany pointed out, is a load on the energetic system. And when you have a large load on the energetic system, this does affect your human body's physical nervous system. Your nervous systems are actually a bridge between your human self and your energetic self, your non physical self. And we want to point this out because as humans are beginning to pay more attention to nervous system regulation, as you've called it, and nervous system healing, they are actually also, as they heal their nervous system, opening that bridge up to their non-physical selves, to their souls, we could say. And so if you are someone who is drawn to nervous system healing, nervous system regulation, working with and understanding your nervous system, we encourage this. This is happening on a mass scale at this time in humanity. And that is not a coincidence. This is happening because, as once again, you heal and calm your nervous system, you are opening yourself up in a more clear way to the non-physical realm and the information that is always accessible to you at every moment from your soul, from your oversoul, and from the non-physical realm. And with that, we will continue into an update of what you can expect in your month of July in the year of 2024. July will be a big month. Most of the months of this year are big months. July will once again be a big month in 2024. Many of you will experience it as a month of highs and lows. And we do not wish to put you into fear with this statement, because we would like to remind you that there are highs and lows coming, and that the highs will be quite extraordinary and joyful. And when you hit a low, when you experience a low, and what we mean by a low is simply a time that feels more challenging, a time that feels less high frequency, a time that feels like there are challenging emotions wanting to be felt through you. When you hit one of these lows, we would remind you that your capacity to hold challenging emotions is directly proportional to your capacity to hold joy. We have said this before, and we would like to re-emphasize this point. We would also like to remind you that when you are in what you may call a low, that you can be assured that that low is temporary and that you will move back into a high quite shortly. And in the month of July, these turns will be quite quick. It may feel a little bit like what you call a roller coaster, because there will be quick turns from wanted, exciting emotions to potentially unwanted, challenging emotions. This will be a month where you can really practice riding the waves of reality, we could say, riding the waves of emotion that come with reality. And it will be a powerful opportunity for you to learn to find your center after great joy and after great challenge. And we would remind you that great joy will never last forever, that change is the only constant in your reality. And so learning to anchor into yourself and to find your center. And what we mean by that is to find yourself in the present moment, lean into the present moment, whatever that has brought you. That will return you to center, even if you are in the experience of feeling a challenging emotion. Let us give you an example. For instance, perhaps you are experiencing sadness and you are laying on your couch and you are feeling very sad, but you are in resistance to this sadness and you are thinking about all the things that have happened that have led to this sadness. Or maybe you do not know what has led to this sadness and you are simply trying to figure that out. If instead you take a moment to feel your body, scan your body, perhaps notice where in your body you feel and hold this sadness, and let go of these thoughts of the past, you will sink into the present moment. And in that moment, you will find the ability to feel the sadness fully And when you feel the sadness fully, you will experience a rising up of that sadness that will allow a physical purge. Now, this may be in the form of tears, it may be in the form of screaming or movement, releasing in some way, but you will feel the urge to release, to feel this sadness and release it through the feeling in that moment. And as you do this, you are once again in motion and finding your center. So we would encourage you to be present with your body and with yourself when you find yourself in big emotion. And we would also like to encourage you to do this when you find yourself in great positive emotion as well. Perhaps you receive some very lucky news, and many of you will in this month of July. We would like to point that out. This will be a month where there will be some experiences that feel lucky and that feel like a goal or a dream has been achieved, or you are beginning to achieve it. And in those moments of great excitement, of great joy, we would also encourage you to notice your body. Where are you feeling the joy? Where are you feeling the excitement? How is it existing in your human body? Because when you feel that, you will anchor that beautiful emotion into your body, and it will bring you back to center. We would encourage you not to think of the center as a boring place. In fact, being able to fully feel brings you back to center so that you can once again experience an emotion, whatever the next emotion is in your coming moments. We would also like to encourage you in the month of July to take some time to examine, feel into, and nurture or remove some of the relationships and connections in your lives. This is going to be a moment, a powerful moment of discernment for you in your community and in your relationships. Take some space in the month of July to consider and to feel in your body your relationship to the communities that you are part of. This can be any communities, your family, your friends, communities that you have joined, communities that you have local to you. Whatever these communities are, take some time and space to consider and discern how these communities fit into your life now at this moment. Once again, letting go of how these communities may have fit into your life in the past. Many of you are ready to step out of certain communities and step in to new ones. For some of you, this month, you will discover and step in to new, beautiful communities. For others of you, you will realize that a community that you have been involved in no longer resonates, and you will step out of that community. And for some of you, both will happen. What we would encourage you to keep in mind if you are stepping out of a community, for we know that this can be very difficult for humans, we would encourage you to remember that as you step out of community, you are making a space in your life. And when you make a space in your life, something else will come in to fill it. It is impossible to say what that something will be. It may be another community, or it could be something else entirely. But it is important for you to understand that something will come in to fill that space. This is the nature of your reality. And so you can step away from that community knowing that you are making space for whatever is waiting to come in to your existence. This is one of the beautiful pieces of universal design. As space opens up, something that is ready will come in. We would also like to encourage you in the month of July to really sink in to the season that you are experiencing in your location of the earth. Now, this will be different depending on the hemisphere and the place where you are physically standing on the earth. We would encourage you to consider the season that you are in and lean into it in all ways. So, for example, if you are in the season of summer, we would encourage you to celebrate, to move, to take action, to spend time in your sun. If you are in the season of winter, we would encourage you to spend more time within, go within, perhaps decrease your physical activity a bit. Take time to meditate on the idea of the void. And also for those of you who are in the summer, we would encourage you to spend physical time with other humans. Summer is a beautiful time for connection, for celebration, for movement. And winter is a beautiful time for solitude, for inner connection with oneself, for quiet, and for, we would say, nourishment in the form of warm thoughts, warm foods, warm liquids, nourishment that feels fiery. Whereas for those of you in the summer, we would encourage you to take in nourishment that is cooling, that is light, that is less dense. Finding balance in this way will be quite powerful for all of you. And feel into this. We know that some of you listening right now do not live in locations that experience much in the way of seasons. Perhaps you live near your center of the earth and there are not many seasons for you. There are still cycles and rhythms in the nature around you, and we would encourage you to pay attention to those cycles. And if you are unsure of how to lean in to the season, wherever you are, we would encourage you to sit on the earth, close your eyes, breathe, perhaps place your hands on the ground, and ask the earth how she would like you to lean in to her cycles. This is a powerful practice in connecting with your planet, for she has much to say to all of you at this time. We have mentioned this in previous transmissions. We would like to remind you that the earth has woken up in a new way in your year of 2024, and she is communicating with you more clearly and more strongly than ever before. Everyone receiving this transmission is ready to listen and receive messages directly from your mother planet. We would encourage you to do so, and we would remind you that as you receive and listen to your planet, as you anchor into your mother planet, you will then open yourself to being able to connect more fully with the non-physical, with the universe. For as you ground in to your home planet, as you ground in to 3D reality, you open and expand your capacity to receive from the non-3D realms. We hope that this makes sense to you. We would also like to take a moment to offer every one of you recognition for the work that you have done in this year of 2024. We recognize that this has not been a simple or easy year for many of you, for most of you. And we would like to honor that truth. We would like to honor the journey that you are on. We would like to honor the expansion that you have experienced. And if you are feeling like, no, I have not experienced expansion, we would remind you that in those moments when you are moving through challenges in your human 3D life, you are expanding. This is a truth of challenge, and it is one of the beautiful truths of challenge in your human reality. And so we would like to honor that expansion, and we would like to encourage you in the future when you experience challenges, that you remember that these challenges are leading to expansion, and that there is nothing wrong with the way that you feel about the challenge. It is okay if you are very unhappy and angry about the challenge that you are experiencing. This is normal, this is human, and you are perfect in any way that you experience your human existence. We wish to re-emphasize this. None of you need fixing. There is an idea in your human world that you need fixing, that you are not enough. And this is quite silly to us because you are. All of you are a miracle of life. And all of you are experiencing a perfect version of human reality. Every one of you, your experiences are so sacred and so beautiful. You are Source experiencing itself in many, 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 many different ways. And your experiences are deeply appreciated, all of them. We wish to remind you of this as you move forward into your second half of 2024. And we wish to send all of you love and compassion. And we trust that you will continue to support yourselves with true self-care, with space and time when you need it. And we encourage you to take that space and time when you need it. This is all we would like to speak to for your month of July of 2024, although we will have other transmissions to send through in that month when the channel is feeling healed and comfortable enough in her nervous system to bring those through. We thank you with love. Oh, okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to work with me, head to the show notes. I do offer one-to-one sessions with Ozenan. You can find those in the show notes. You can also go back through all of my YouTube videos to see other transmissions that have come through from Ozenan. You can also connect with me on Instagram. And if you would like to join my email community, I'm also going to put a link to that in the show notes, the description below the YouTube video. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.